By the end of this video, you would have learned to create an application that uses VPS and augments BIM models onto your physical world. This has several real-world use cases. For example, it can be used in pre-construction validation, where the contractor can augment the BIM model onto the physical site, ensuring that they align perfectly, avoiding costly repairs. This can also be used for maintenance, where you can visualize hidden systems like plumbing, electrical wires, or HVAC, allowing the personnel, like a plumber, to know where exactly the pipes are, and that's where you can make the repair or maintenance. Now we'll be using the Immersal SDK for creating this application. For those of you who don't know Immersal, it's a company that develops technology like spatial mapping and visual positioning system that allows developers like us to create some cool AR experiences. Also, I'd like to thank Immersal for sponsoring this video. Alright, so before we get started, there are 3 prerequisites that you'll have to meet. I have already covered this in my previous video, which you can check it out over here. But to give you an overview, first, you'll need to create a developer's account. It's free and very easy to sign up. You can find the link in the description below or somewhere on this page. Also, Immersal was kind enough to give us 1 month of Pro license for free until the 31st of Jan 2025. Now the Pro license unlocks some features like additional images for mapping, support for 360 camera, Immersal VPS for web and others. So to get this, navigate inside menu, select plans and pricings, click on Pro Monthly. On this page, add the promo code called Immersive Insiders and apply it. Next, fill up your details and click on subscribe. Next, to map your physical environment, you need the Immersal Mapper App, which you can download from the Play Store or App Store. Once you have the application downloaded, mapping your physical environment is really simple. It's as simple as clicking a bunch of photos and uploading it to the Immersal server. The backend does all the heavy lifting of finding the feature points, which we'll be using later on to place our augmented content. And finally, you'll need a Unity project that has been set up with the Immersal SDK. This process is really simple. Let's speed run through it. So once you have your Unity project, you'll have to navigate inside Windows Package Manager. Here, you need to click on the plus symbol, select Add Package from Git URL, paste this URL and click on Add. This will import the latest version of Immersal SDK. Then you can close this window, navigate inside File, Build Settings, select Android as the platform and switch the platform. Once that's done, you'll get the Immersal project validation pop-up, and here if you see some of the project issues, go ahead and fix all of them. Alright, so with that we have our Unity project set up. Now to set up our scene, select the main camera and delete it. Right click on your hierarchy, navigate inside XR and first add AR session and then add XR origin. Now here, make sure to reset the transform of both AR session and XR origin. Next, in the project window, search for Immersal SDK. Make sure the search is selected to all. Select this prefab and add it to your scene. Now here we need a developer's token. To get that, navigate inside Immersal SDK, click on Login. Use your developer account credentials and click on Login. And on successfully logging in, you'll get the developer's token. Then create an empty object, call it as XR space and add the XR space component. This needs data processors. So for that, let's create 2 empty game objects as a child of XR space. Name the first one as Pose Smoother and add the Pose Smoother component. Similarly, name the other one as Pose Filter and add the Pose Filter component. Then select XR space and add 2 items to this list. Drag and drop Pose Smoother here and Pose Filter here. Next, create an empty object and call it as XR Map and add the XR Map component to this. Now, to download the map from the cloud, it needs a map ID. You can get this map ID by going to the Immersal Developer portal, click on View Your Maps and copy the ID of your map. Then go back inside Unity, paste the map ID here. Make sure to check the box for map file and visualization and click on download. And as you can see, I have the point cloud of the feature points of my physical world. Now all that's left for us to do is to import the BIM model and align it with our spatial map. So here I have imported the plumbing of this house. Now you can go ahead and import other BIM models as well, like beams, ducts or HVAC. Then create an empty object as a child of XR space and call it as BIM models. And then create objects as a child of BIM models for each of the systems like plumbing, HVAC, ducts and others. Next, select the models and place them inside the respective objects. Now since I don't have models for HVAC and ducts, I'm going to select them and disable them for now. Now as you can see, I have already aligned the piping with my spatial map. Now you can also go ahead and align them to your physical world. Now once you're done placing all the models and aligning them, create a canvas as a child of XR space and call this as BIM Model Manager. Then we can adjust the canvas scalar component by selecting scale with screen size, set the reference resolution as 1080 x 1920 and have the match to 0.5. Next, we can create toggle buttons as a child of BIM Model Manager for each of the systems like plumbing, HVAC ducts and the others that you might have. And then you can select all the buttons, scale them up and arrange them on your screen. And then you can change the labels of the toggles to match the respective systems like plumbing, HVAC and ducts. Now once again, since I don't have the models of HVAC and ducts, I'm going to select these toggles and disable them for now. Next, we need a script that allows us to show or hide the models based on the toggle button press. And so here we have a script called as BIM Model Manager, which you can also download from the link below. Now this script references the manager canvas, the Immersal localizer and the game object of various systems like pipes, HVAC ducts. If you have some additional one like beams, you can uncomment this one as well. Then we have variables to reference the Immersal SDK and a bool variable to see if the session is paused. Now on enable, we want to listen to the on first successful localization event, and when that happens we want to show the canvas. So which means that on start we want to set active the manager canvas, and we also want to get the instance of the Immersal SDK. And at the same time, we want to hide all the content, so we are going to toggle each of the system to false. Now in the update method, we are checking the tracking quality. If the tracking quality is good, then we are going to pause the session. And when the tracking quality goes bad, we are going to resume the session. Now by doing this, we are making sure that the localization happens only when the tracking quality is bad and not every single time. And then we have functions to show the BIM manager canvas and toggle the game objects of various systems. Alright, so here we are back in Unity. Now you can select the script and drag and drop it inside the BIM models. Now to reference these parameters, first it needs the BIM manager canvas. So you can select the canvas and drag and drop it in here. It needs a localizer, which you can find inside Immersal SDK. So you can drag and drop this here. And now here you can drag and drop the respective game objects. So the plumbing goes here, HVAC goes inside here and the duct goes inside here. Then you can select all the toggle buttons, scroll down and add an item to the on value changed event list. Select the BIM models, drag and drop it in here. Then select each of the toggle button and from the drop down select the respective functions. So for toggling the plumbing, we'll say toggle pipes. For toggle HVAC, we can select toggle HVAC, and for the ducts, we can select toggle ducts. And now for the last part, we can add some prefabs to show the user the tracking status and its quality. And for that, we can create a canvas as a child of XR space. And in the project window, search for localization status text, select the prefab and drag and drop it inside the canvas. Similarly, search for pose indicator, select the prefab and add it to the canvas. And that's about it. Now to build and test this onto your device, make sure it's connected to your laptop or computer. Then navigate inside File, Build Settings, make sure to add the open scene. Click on build and run, and here you can give your file a name and click on save. Alright, so as you can see here, after the first localization, the canvas along with the toggle button appears. And now I can toggle the plumbing and see where exactly it lies within this home. I tried this at different locations like office spaces and other homes, and it is really helpful to visualize these hidden systems, especially when there is a requirement for maintenance or repairs. Alright, so now you know how to overlay BIM models on top of your physical world. Now this was just one of the examples of how we can use the Immersal SDK. In the next couple of videos, we'll see how to build an AR application for indoor navigation, for local multiplayer, and even create a web XR experience. Now you can find the link for those videos somewhere on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.